Welcome to tonight's webinar. This is a private webinar invitation. If you're here, it's because I specifically invited you as a friend who is involved with CPA marketing and or affiliate marketing. Tonight's a different type of webinar. I will introduce to you some guests that we have, and at the same time, I've got to start off this way before we get too far. Dwayne Jr., you know, you and I have been doing reviews for quite some time now, and you will not see us endorsing or promoting anything related to traffic or SEO. It's not our thing. One reason, because there's been so many people every week, every month, pitching some idea on traffic when they have none of their own. And that's always bothered me. But today, I have to share this in front of you guys because it's time. It's time that you guys can have some of the resources similar to what others are using in the game, ones like we use. And in this specific case, it's based on evidence and results. And so before it gets out into any live campaign or anything else like that, I wanted to share it before my friends in the internet space. Dwayne Jr., you know it, it's time. You know, we've been doing stuff, you know it, man. We've been doing stuff based on email, working with our own subscribers, opt-in forms. We're not using anything outside of Facebook or Google.
This is a completely different animal. I don't know if you guys know this, but we've been taking the last 3 weeks or so reviewing this specific software, and the results that we've seen, I mean, in literally just a couple days, have been mind-blowing. So typically, we're not SEO guys. You'll never hear us doing stuff about SEO, but this was something that, you know, there's no way possible we could have passed this by. Before we get into the specifics, Senior, do you want to introduce Don and the rest of the panel?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, to make it clear, we have on your far right, we have Dolly Vidal, who's on with us. Who we've been working with Dolly. We don't do fool with SEO crap at all. That's just not our thing. We've been working with Dolly for about 1.5 years now. Who has been Dolly? I don't know how long you've run. You've had your own SEO company for a number of years before coming on and contracting with us. We love everything about what you do. And we showed you this software, and you were blown away. Dolly, good to have you on with us tonight.
It's wonderful to be here, guys.
Yeah, and you know what makes it special, Dolly, is that Dwayne and I don't move forward. We have to check. We have to check what somebody knows or don't, right? And so we came to you with this concept, saying, "Hey, look, is this real? Is this really another one of those, you know, pie in the sky things where it fakes you out for 1.5 days and puts traffic up there and then it's gone, right?" Remember, we came to you with this kind of thing. And so it's great to have you and your input here. So we're going to ask you a couple questions later. Sure. We have with us Don tonight, who is the guy, the programmer behind this. You know, Don and Brian have put together an amazing software. And what I love about what you guys do, Don, is that your customers love you guys. They're talking about you everywhere for the last few years. I guess some of these guys have been with you even before this software. Don, glad to have you here tonight, man.
Hey, appreciate it. I'm really glad to be on here and actually show everybody what this is all about.
It's nice that you do, because I've been around a while, man, and I've heard every story in the game. And to hear you guys are so modest, you're quiet about it, but your customers are making all kinds of noise out there. We have to get to it. So we have one of your customers we've invited to be on, and they're having trouble with their app, because I think they're on an iPad, and I think in the middle of Australia. So if they come on, we'll stop. But just wanted to let you know we do have many of your customers who've agreed to come on. We want to talk to them. Yeah. So Dwayne Jr. laid it out. You know, it's been actually it's not 3 weeks, Dwayne. It's been like 2 months. We've been just getting to the cusp of what these guys are all about and what they're doing. And before we would ever talk about it with our friends, our colleagues, and or subscribers, we had to test it and run through it, and then use our expert with us to make sure it's not going to be another one of those gimmicks. And boy, what you're about to see in just a few moments, it's not that at all. So let me ask you this question. I don't know, how many of you guys, I mean, everybody selling SEO talks about being on the first page of Google. How many of you guys, that's been the lead off for many of the people that have tried to bring you traffic, only to find out that either you're not there or you're only there for 1.5 days and then the video's gone. Type in number 1 if you know that that's a story that's usually used, but usually there's no substance behind it. Type in the number 1, because what we're going to do is we're going to show you the substance that you deserve to have for your CPA offers, your affiliate marketing, your direct sales, for physical products. I've never, ever seen anything like this. Hey, Alfredo, how are you? So go ahead, go and type in number one. Fantastic. So, Junior, while they're doing that, lay it out, just kind of summarize, because we neither one of us are techies. We want to make it clear to people, what exactly is this thing, man?
Man, to put it simple, what this software does is it does all the manual labor that people have to do. It takes people months and months to get something to consistently rank on the first page of Google, and not just on the first page, but on the first place on the first page of Google. Excuse me. So what this software takes out all that manual labor and does everything for you. I mean, and gets sites ranked usually within the first few days, and people are experiencing some crazy results. And typically, you know, when it comes to, you know, SEO or people talking about, oh, I'm going to send you so much traffic organically from ranking, they usually can't give you an example of sites that actually work. So tonight, we're going to change that up. We're going to actually show you some things that this software has already done in just a matter of a couple of days, and you guys are going to be amazed. You know,
Now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, so I'm not sure what you're going to show first. Just tell me what you're going to show, because these guys need to know. I mean, whatever you're showing.
Search something in front of them.
Okay, wow. Okay, good.
I want to make this clear. You know, a lot of people spend, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 to get 5,000 hits to their website. You know, and that's a lot of money. Most people don't even have the type of budget. But if you still want those same
your computer, your desk is moving a lot. So just if you can, yeah. Sorry about that. Your whole camera.
Okay, that's fine. Can you guys still hear me though?
Yeah, you're good. We hear you clearly.
Cool. Well, like I was saying, if you guys are are spending out there a massive advertising budget, or if you're spending money on traffic, or if you don't have a budget for traffic, this is perfect for you guys. This software does all the work, and you're going to get massive traffic. So I'm going to run out, and I'm going to share my screen, okay?
Go ahead.
And you guys are going to see me just randomly search something in Google, and just watch how this works. You guys let me know once you can see my screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, so here I am at Google. I want to show you guys why this thing is so perfect. I love Google. Okay, that was so random. I'm going to go out here and search to Google. Watch this. Bathtub reglazing in Westfield, North Carolina. Just something random, and I want to show you what the first result's going to be. This is something that was ranked by the software, and it was ranked 2 years ago using this software. No, not 2 years ago, since 2012, and it's still out there ranking and getting traffic. Okay, but some of you guys may think, well, that's just a fluke. You know, this won't work for anything else. This stuff, maybe it's not that serious. I want to show you what these guys are using it for. Some people use it for CPA. Here's what these guys are using it for. These guys are just basically using CPA offers or calls per action, whatever you want to call it. Every time somebody calls this number, these people actually get paid. That's one way of monetizing this. Senior, I know you actually heard a little bit about that today. Anything you want to say about that before I continue?
Yeah, a couple of things. First of all, what you were looking at, what Junior was showing you is, and Don, you can back me up on this, that one page is looking at is one of more than 30,000 pages that went up and was showing in a matter of like 10 days. And I think that 2012 date was just a reference date, but that's actually from 10 to 12 days ago.
Right. That site's actually rather new, Junior.
Really?
What happens is the software itself creates all the different content that goes on the site, but it also creates random dates. So it looks like your site has been around for a long time. It has a lot of history behind it, and all the posts are still there. So yeah, there's about 30,000 posts on that, because that's actually a nationwide site. So we're covering the whole United States on that build for bathtub reglazing, and that's all pay per call. So when somebody comes there, they see the phone number, they need something done, they punch in a number in their phone, and next thing they know, they're connected. A minute later, we're getting paid.
Exactly.
And that was like 13 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, Dwayne. That went up 13 days ago. Take a look at how many pages that are referenced. If you look at the top, how many places that shows up? 44,000.
No, this is 44,000 total results. So it's ranking number one out of 44,000 total results.
Okay, gotcha.
The really cool thing is, there's so many different examples I can show you. I'm going to show you just another one really quick that I saved earlier.
And it's not just that. While you're grabbing that real quick, I mean, what people need to understand is we're putting in kind of a specific term, like somebody would look for something in their local area, but you end up finding out that you get so many different types of broad search phrases that come through, and you get hits from those as well, not just what we're typing in here.
Yeah, good. Very, very true, Don. So check this out, guys. Here, I did emergency calls for heating and AC in New Hampshire. Number 1 out of 35 million results. We're number 1.
Wait, let me put this link over. Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay. Look, out of 35 million results, this site is number 1. Another one of these same pay per call. These guys are correcting me in the chat. That's cool. But look here, if they call that number, they get paid. But the point is, you guys see that this software isn't a gimmick. It actually works. This isn't some tiny search with like only 20 results. It's 35 million results, and it's showing up number 1. This software works. I didn't tell you why. Let me explain to you why. It's very simple. What this software does, it puts up one site. It can put up many sites, but it puts up a site and then produces 30,000 pages all at one time in just what does it take, Don? 40 minutes?
Yeah, everything's actually queued in the system, so you have a bunch of users that are in the system queuing sites. So when your site queues up, hits the queue number to be built, it takes about 15 minutes to deploy the site.
Yeah, not even 40 minutes, but the idea is this. You guys get a site, right, and it puts out 30,000 different pages that get indexed within Google. And the goal is, out of those 30,000 pages, to get 1 to 200 of those to rank on the first page of Google. That's how these guys are getting 4,000 to 5,000, unique clicks per day. People are seeing some crazy results from this. I actually want to show you what we've been able to do in just 4 days. We had to test this software out. We couldn't just come here on the webinar and talk to you guys about it. So let me show you guys something that we were attempting to rank for just in the past couple of days.
And in fact, Dolly, I think you guys did this on like Friday or Saturday morning. I'm not sure which day it was. Was it Friday, Saturday morning?
Yeah, I think Brian did it with Dolly, right?
Yeah, it was in the middle of the night, Friday.
So it's Saturday morning, between 3 and 6 a.m.
You guys are gonna look at my screen. I hope you guys can.
Wait, before I do that, I want to just make sure they understand something when we do this. The way it works is, on holidays and weekends, the spiders are not active at all. The ones that actually do a lot of the indexing. I want you to see this is really, in basically 1.5 business days, look at what's happened with our test that we just put together. Don, you guys did this on Saturday morning. Take a look.
Email marketing. Type of keyword. This is us right here. When we open it up, you'll see this is one of our.
The first organic one, right?
Yeah, we're the first result. This is us. You're going to see my video pop up here. You can have any type of website pop up, but the cool thing is we're number 1 after just, like Dwayne Sr. said, 1.5 business days. People don't get these type of results. Most people just talk about this. You would have to pay. These guys are paying a lot of money to be up here. And the cool thing is, for those of you guys who want to focus on,
your voice. We lost your voice, Dwayne.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's very quiet. I don't know what happened. It's very low.
How about now?
Better. Much better.
I'm not sure what that was. But my point was this. These guys are paying money to be up here in this result. And for those of you guys who think, oh, man, that's just because it's Lorraine NY, understand this. If you're in that area and you search email marketing, we're going to pop up. You don't even have to type in Lorraine NY.
If that's where you live.
Yeah, if that's where you live, we're going to pop up for email marketing. And I want to tell you this also, guys. This is another piece. This is one of up to 200 pages across the country that we're going to be ranking for. It's going to send massive, massive traffic. We're already getting hits in just a couple of days. So I'm not saying this is the replacement for advertising, but this is good. This could be a good addition and potentially could replace your advertising if you don't want to spend it. But if you're already doing advertisement and you want even more traffic without spending the money, this is key. Senior.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. Now, when you think of this for a moment, this is just in days. We've been looking at this stuff for over 2 months now with Don and the team, and what we found is that, man, all of my skepticism, all the stuff I said to these guys about how I just don't like people selling traffic, they proved me wrong. And I want to show you a little bit of something. Don, you guys did this on Saturday. Can you just show right now, today, how many thousands of Google spiders are on? and just kind of just give a sample of what's going on in the background, because these guys have to understand something, that this stuff not only works, but we're going to show you the money. Are people making money with it? Their customers, Don, you know more, you can attest to it while Dolly's opening that site. You can attest to it. You guys as customers have been with you guys for years, and what's crazy about it is the money they're making, it's in that niche that they are in. They're not in the same niche a lot of you guys are in or I'm in. They're in their own niches, and it's amazing to see what's going on. So Don, go ahead.
We got guys that are in one of the largest SEO companies in Australia that use this, and he does all his stuff as pay-per-call. We have one of the guys that does a lot of site. He builds traffic funnels with this, which is basically very easy to understand. You build a lot of sites through the ATM, and you funnel all the traffic to whatever their conversion pages are or their sites. We got that guy who's doing, like, he grabbed one customer right after he joined and was doing $18,000 a month for a big company. We have people that are doing all kinds of things with AdSense, with Amazon, with CPA. Everybody that actually uses this software that has actually come in and truly used it, we haven't seen anybody fail. So
that's awesome. And I could say this, that in your private groups, in your Facebook groups, people are just all there 24 hours a day, loving it and interacting from almost every country in the world. And what I notice about software, people that put out traffic software, here's what I know without a doubt. Usually in 6 months, whatever they were selling, they're gone, and whoever bought it isn't even happy anymore. They're not even using it. So here we go. Take a look at Dolly's screen. Now, Dolly, we're going to get to your questions. I love your questions. Just hang on a second. We'll get to them. Dolly, what in the world are we looking at without getting too techie?
Okay, so you guys can see that there was nothing. There was nothing until September 13th, right?
Which is Saturday.
Which is Saturday, yes. There was nothing. I mean, just absolutely nothing there. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing this traffic. Okay, so since Saturday, yesterday we had 23 human visitors to the site. Today we've had 21, just for nothing. And then yesterday we had 9,000 visits, 9,000 spider visits to our site, and then today we've had 19,000 spider visits to our site, and that's because we're taking it slow. Like this is being indexed slowly on purpose, because you don't want to say, hey Google, here I have this 30,000 page site, come check it out all at once, because you want it to get it slowly indexed so it looks more natural, and that's where we're at. So this is amazing.
Yes, and so what is it? So there was, so with these spider thingies, I'm not a techie. I don't like talking about spiders and all that junk, but it's important because some of these guys may know what that stuff is. So basically, the idea is over the next, 10, 20 days, Google's working on indexing it, and these spiders are actually doing their homework to make sure that it's a copaesthetic. Is that correct, Don or Dolly?
I'll let Don take that one.
I'm sorry, I kind of missed the gist of that. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, I said that basically, I want to talk about spiders, but what's going on is, over the next 10, 20, 30 days, Google's going to be indexing this page, and more than 30,000 of them, and then so the spiders are just making sure it's a copaesthetic, acceptable, approved type of a page site that's going up. Is that what spiders are doing?
Right, exactly. We have something called a promote button inside of the ATM when you go inside the web application that builds these sites, and what it does is a pretty natural way of telling the search engines that the site is here. So now you've got the crawlers that are crawling the sites, especially Google. It's going to check every one of the pages, follow the links on your pages, do a deep crawl on your site, and eventually all those will come up naturally and start indexing naturally in Google. And I mean, a lot of times you'll find that it can happen in a matter of a few days. Like you're seeing here, some of these things are probably starting to show up in the search engine. But then you also have, where you have 2, 3, 4 weeks, and the next thing you know, you have 200,000 pages that are actually indexed, just because of the simple fact that with WordPress you have tags, you have category pages, etc. So the initial 30,000 pages, because of what WordPress does with those pages, can actually become 100, 200,000 indexed pages.
Wow. Okay. So that being said, what we've looked at a few moments ago and Dwayne Jr. showed was that result after 10 to 13 days. What you're looking at right now, what Dolly's showing you is after day and a half, the 13th and the 14th. So, that being said, Don, a couple of questions people are asking. I want to make sure this is addressed. Now, and Dolly, I know you did this when you guys were putting it together. People are asking about the type of site. Will this work with YouTube? And it's basically, well, can you just walk through how the process and how that works so people can see the money? And then Dwayne Jr. and I are going to show the money. Show, hey, what kind of success are people having with this?
Well, let's take it real quick here. Like we said before, the ATM is great at building sites for everything, CPA, affiliate offers, etc.
People, I don't know what you might
just saying this software. When he says the ATM, he's just saying you're just saying your software, right?
Right. Exactly. The ATM is it's called Lead Gadget. We've always called the web application, just so everybody knows, the ATM, just because of it's kind of been an inner way of us describing it to each other. Whenever we talk about it, we say the ATM just because of how much money it can produce.
Okay.
But as far as like things like YouTube videos, etc., one of the things we use is like the Overlayer plugin, which I don't know if we brought that up yet or not, but what we do a lot of
that's important because I didn't want to mess that up because I'm not a techie and I don't want to ruin that part. So how does that relate to that question?
Dolly, since you have your screen up right now, can you actually show the website?
I absolutely can. Okay, so this is what is showing on every page of the website right now. So I can show you guys how many pages are on it while that loads. Look. So if I come over to posts, right? Oh, it's playing a video. It's playing a video. It's Junior. Wait a minute, Junior. Okay, so 29,780 pages.
Right, so we got 29,780 posts in there, and that's everything that Google's seeing. And then the next thing you know, we stick an overlayer over it a lot of times. Like, say, for instance, you're doing something with a YouTube video, you could put up some kind of a landing page or whatever and put the YouTube video on it. And that's one of the ways that we get things like simple one-page landing pages and conversion pages to actually rank on Google these days. Just because of the simple fact that it's looking at the site. What you're seeing right there on Dolly's screen is just laid over top of the actual website. So Google's ranking the website, but you're seeing the content, you're giving the content that you want the user to see. Now, we don't always use that, but it's a great way to use something when you have a conversion system ready for like leads, lead generation, or any kind of field that needs, or form that needs to be filled out, or something like this. You can show them what you want, and then you can get an easy conversion with that.
Very cool.
But like what you just showed, actually, Junior, when you showed the landing page with the phone number on it, that's actually Ring Partners, and Brian actually threw together a really huge deal for everybody that actually joins now, where they'll be able to sign up with no hassle or anything and start making the same money.
You don't want to spill the beans yet, though, Don.
Okay.
A really cool part, Dolly, but before you stop showing your screen, I think it's important that they know why this works. I think it's important that they can see what the site looks like. Maybe, if it's possible, you can tell me what the site looks like Google, and what it actually looks like. That way they can understand when we say overlay.
Guys, this part made me mad. This part made me mad because it was so good. This software made me mad because I was just shocked that you could actually do that, because you're not supposed to be able to do that. And traditionally, you think, oh no, there's no way. It just blew my mind. It's like going from a stove to a microwave. Because I had a whole team that would build sites like this, and we would never get you can't manually build a 30,000 page lead gen site. And these are ranking. They're ranking for long tail keywords. So it's like if you have clients, you don't have to pick and choose now which long tail keywords. Oh, we can only do 300 keywords because we have to build 300 pages manually of content, and you have to have a whole team to do that. No, you can take all of the long-term keywords, leave no keyword unturned, and just get traffic from everything. So this is going to make you mad.
So as a SEO consultant for the last 3 or 4 years, this is something, this cuts that in half that cuts that time down for you, right?
It counts it in nothing. I saw Brian build 40 sites in an hour, and they're ranking for long tail keywords. It just blows my mind. So it was so awesome that I was just shocked. So here we go. So I'm going to actually turn this off so you guys can see what's actually under the layover, right? So you're showing Google can't see images. It's not real good with crawling images, so they want text. They want a beefy amount of content so that they can index that and know what your page is about. But text doesn't, a big wall of text isn't the most converting thing. So with a click of a button, I can change what shows on all 30,000 pages at once, right? So Yes. Yes.
Now, just
So
just in case you don't see the actual site when you look at this, I know you have
I'm gonna go to the cache.
you have a caching plugin on, yeah.
I'm on it. Yeah, you guys have to clear the cache, but this takes literally 10 seconds. So here we go.
You know, the faster, just so everybody knows, you know, the faster your page load, that's one of the key ranking factors in Google right now as well. So we always have a caching plugin installed. So you just have to delete the cache if you want to go back to the normal site.
Okay, so I'm on the same URL, right, that I just showed you guys. And then if I clear my cache, this is what's on that page.
That's what the actual site looks like, everyone. If you want to know what Dolly's showing on her screen, she's showing you what the Google spiders see when they go to the page. Now, what you people see when they land on it is the page with the blue and Dwayne's video. That's the difference. This software is unique. And then literally, here's what's crazy. With the click of a button, all 30,000 pages change like that to whatever you want it to be, even though they're seeing the right article. That, my friends, is super powerful. So,
if I could touch on something too real quick, the what you see right there is just a default 2012 theme. These are real WordPress sites. They're just like any other WordPress site. You can log into them. You can change the themes, etc. Like, say, for instance, you're not going to use the overlayer. You could use anything, like a heat map theme for AdSense. If you're doing AdSense, do whatever you want.
Wow. That's hot. So here's the deal. I'm not a techie, and the more techie we get, the more everything starts to jack up on me because it's late at night, right? And I make it late at night so it's private, and some of my friends who are in other countries doing CPA can see this. So here's what I want you to catch. It's not just about techie, and it's nothing new. Some of these guys, Don, they have questions for you. We'll get to that in a moment. But they didn't just pop up like the average people doing SEO. These guys have been doing it for years. So, Dwayne, if you guys okay, I'm going to go out and just grab a testimony or two. These guys just blow my mind with what they're doing. So let me see if I can find my, see if I can share my screen for a moment.
Yep.
Then, Don, can you see the questions that they ask over there, or not really?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, cool. You don't have to answer. I just want you to at least have them in the back of your mind. So we get to it. So here, I'm going to go to, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so here, Kenneth Baxter. This guy says, Lead Gadget generated 5,643 unique visitors in the last 4 days, right? And he says these IPs are hitting their site from all over the place.
And you can
and lots of feedback. These guys love it. Go ahead, Dwayne.
So you can click that picture so they can see. It's not just talk.
Yeah. Can you guys see it now?
Yep.
This is what happens with this stuff. And this isn't just, like I said, it's not a week old. Brian and these guys, Don and these guys and Brian have been doing this for years, and their customers are everywhere. But I'm not going to stop there. Here's another one. All right? I can't click on this one, but I can blow it up a little bit if it helps. Just a big thank you, Brian and Don. Watch how cool this is, guys. Literally, they've been able to triple their monthly turnover in lead generation business from 8,000 to 25,000 in 4 months.
That's not even close to what he's doing now. That's actually a while back.
Yeah, that's February. So it's grown since then. What these guys should know, now I happen to know, some of these guys here, Don, so you know, they spend 5 to 20 grand a week in CPA ad campaigns. The perfect complement, because I'm not an SEO guy, but to me, the perfect complement is when you can get down, let me turn to stop sharing, when you can get down to it and literally have the best of both worlds. Maybe reduce some of your expenses by having the right representation out there. I personally, like I said, Alfredo, I know you were here, you know how many people hit me up last year when you and I were doing, you were with our other software company, you know how many people were hitting me up for SEO, and I warned you, I'm like, I'm not falling for it, I can't support it. I can't use that stuff. If it was that good, they would be getting the traffic. Now, all the sites I look up when these guys, Don and these guys, all of their sites have traffic. And it's not just the stuff from 5-10 years ago, the stuff they put up days ago is still getting traffic. And that's the only people I'll ever buy it from. And it's a pet peeve of mine. If I can make more in an hour than you're doing all month when you're with your traffic, I don't want it if you can't do it. I want to make sure your traffic can bring me what I'm asking. How many of you agree that that's a pretty good motto to stand by? Type in the number 2. I mean, it's just crazy. So, looking at some of the questions, just so you know, I think it was Jerry, Matt Cutts, seal approval. I'm not sure what that means, but
Matt Cutts, the Google web spam guy from Google, the propaganda guy for Google. That's Matt Cutts, the guy that tells you everything that Google hates, even though it really can't do anything about it.
Gotcha. Well, you guys have been around a while too. In fact, I'll tell you, traffic actually can be more than money. Traffic's money, but traffic can actually produce more than just a specific finite amount of money. The possibilities are infinite if, in fact, you tie it to something that literally converts. What we did, we spent the last 10 years mastering the art of converting. Now, finally, we've found a marriage between a traffic source. So now when you marry traffic and conversions, you got something. It turns my stomach. A lot of people get lots of traffic and they pay a ton for it, but they're not making sales. What we want you to know is we already make sales every day around the clock. But now, we just ignited it, and we're just sharing it with you because you're already doing your CP. You're here because you do CPA or affiliate marketing. That's why I invited you. If you're just somebody just interested in looking around, you wouldn't be here. This is a private 11 o'clock at night webinar. So I don't know, Dwayne, if I missed anything, but the bottom line is this thing is real. And if you ever see me endorsing something, it means I'm using it, or I love it and I'm using it. Don, you hear it publicly. These guys will tell you I'm not big on endorsing something that I don't believe in. And so I have agreed to, like, hey, I'll tell the world about this because it's blowing my mind. And anything that blows Dolly's mind, Dolly's a tough customer, and she's been doing this SEO stuff for a while. That's just her game. She had 13 to 15 employees putting up sites, and now your software can do it. Sold.
Hey, Dwayne, I got a question real quick, if I can just ask just to jump in here real quick. Dolly, you've actually been using this software like crazy. Can you tell me what you think of the fact of how like no technical skills that you need because of how it adds a domain, how it creates Cloudflare accounts, all the stuff that people probably listening to this right now might not even know about, but how the system does it all for you?
It makes it so much more scalable to build a lead gen site, and it cuts out a lot of the repetitive work that's involved with creating a big network of sites. You know, you want lots of sites to get lots of leads, but you're limited always if you're doing it manually by you can't make a site that big. You just can't manually, and you can't even the little steps like creating the cPanel account, creating the hosting account. Creating the installing WordPress and then installing all your plugins and installing. In the time it took him to build 40 sites, I would have just been starting my first site with a fresh WordPress install. Like that's how mad it would be.
Hey Dolly, Brian did those. Brian actually did those sites that he built when you were on there with him. Wasn't that? It was like, well, I forget, what was it, like 68 minutes or something?
67 minutes. 67 minutes. And I want to tie it back to our guest real quick, guys. So I want to make sure we don't get lost. We know it's great. You guys you've had the advantage of knowing how good it is for years. We're just experiencing it in the last 2.5 months. These guys are just experiencing it tonight. And here's the deal. You know, without being a rocket science, 1, 2, 3 step, here's what you do when you get it. That's the first thing. The other thing is, hey, you take your server, right? And literally, the process is simple. If you don't have a server, they can refer you to somebody that can get you a server for like $1.25. This thing is amazing. And Dwayne Jr., I don't think there's anything to talk about. They can go out and look at it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, you guys can go out and look at it. You guys will find more information on the pages. But there's one question I want to address.
Please.
Very quickly. Somebody was asking what kind of content is going to be on these pages. Guys, I don't know if you saw it. You can literally put up any website that you can have it be displayed on there. So the content is completely up to you. Another question is, does this work for long tail keywords only? The answer to that question is no. The idea is you just have, you put out 30,000 things, 30,000 different pages, and something's got to stick. It's just a numbers game, like 1 to 200 out of 30,000 on a consistent basis ranks. All right. So just understand that when you can put up as many sites as you want to. So if you got 40 sites up there with 30,000 pages each, and they're each getting ranked at 100 or 200 pages, you can just understand how these guys are getting so much traffic. The system works. So I don't know which specific questions you want to answer because I know we can't.
Well, yeah.
Can I say one other thing real quick?
Okay, just be brief because I know we're running close on time.
Right, I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that one of the things that this thing excels at is when you find sites that you have out there and they're doing extremely well, there's something in there called the recycle button. You can take the content that you have, put it up on another site the way that we train you, especially Brian spends a lot of time training people, but especially with the training that we show you, where you can take that and scale that same campaign in that same vertical or niche and just go crazy with it, because it makes it that simple to put out another site based on the same kinds of content that you have on a different domain, and they rank like crazy. You can take over whole pages of Google.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now here's something, Dwayne Jr. As you guys are going out and looking at it, we're not keeping you all night. Bottom line is, I know several of you spend thousands of dollars every month on making sure you have traffic. All right, and that's good. But here's the deal. This is it. If you're here and you got my email by accident, if you get caught up in anything that's not for you, it's okay. This is for people who are here and they make money and they want to make money and they're good at it. All right. If you're not good at it, you can become good at it. But don't get caught up in anything other than the fact that this brings results. You can have as many. I don't care what kind of business you're in. If you're not getting represented, we showed you a day and a half, the 13th. Half a day and all day the 14th, that's when this thing started indexing.
$3,500 to $10,000 is what you have to pay an SEO consultant to get those type of results that fast. It doesn't happen without paying money in this business. If you want organic traffic, you're going to have to pay for it. That's why Google PPC costs so much. This is eliminating the need for an SEO consultant or an SEO guy. You're not going to need to pay somebody $3,000 a month to keep your site up. This does it for you. Keep that in mind, guys. This is eliminating a whole need to pay an SEO guy or to spend that much in Google PPC, because this is already out there ranking for you.
And for those who are SEO consultants, this could be your bread and butter. You literally can bring your clients massive traffic and show them results in the first few days and why they're paying you what they're paying you. You can do the math yourself.
And everybody out there doing paid traffic.
This is it.
Everybody out there doing paid traffic knows it doesn't convert as well.
Absolutely.
Not as good as organic.
Okay, Alfredo said he spent $3K today alone. It's reality. But guess what? $247 a month. If you can't handle that, you gripe about it, you're not in the kind of business we're talking about anyway. For people that are here to make real money and have real results, it comes with an investment of yourself to get the best of the best. And you look on the internet. Ask anyone here. Here's a question. Anyone here ever seen anything like this on the web that does this, and in fact has a history of 3.5 to 4 years? Bet you haven't. This is Dwayne Golden Sr., Dwayne Golden Jr., Dolly, and Don. Tonight we presented to you in a private forum a way for you to see what we're going to be telling the world about, and you can get on board and start moving. Or, in fact, you could be watching from the outside in. I assume that you're making a lot of money, more than that, if you make $2 for every click and one. Way to go, Alfredo. Okay, LC, same question. What's your question? We'll take that one. How long producing content? Dolly, would you answer that question there about the production for that real quick for this guy?
Well, the content takes only go ahead. Oh, Dwayne.
Minutes.
You answer it, Dwayne.
Okay, I'll answer it. In minutes. If you have a little easy article you did before, 500 words, you take it. This thing uses a spinner, and trust me, this thing's an automation. You don't have to sit at a desk and write a book. You're not going to become a New York Times best-selling author. Not at all. In fact, I can take articles I did years ago, or I can take your article about my content, about my concept, and use it. It doesn't matter. It literally is most people are using copy and paste and not even writing their own stuff.
And it's not just any just okey-doke spinner. This stuff appears unique to Google, which is why it ranks. You guys have seen stuff ranking. It's not just okey-doke. The spinners work. It doesn't take any time at all. It's literally just boom, boom, boom.
I guess what you want to say is it's the way we show you to produce the content, and Brian's been exceptional in showing people this, and I've done it as well. But basically, you're not throwing a bunch of spinner junk out there. You're only using a little section of spinner text, and you're seeding in some different short codes and stuff that are in the system. But just so everybody understands, you don't need any technical skills. What I want to make everybody understand as well, like this thing creates the hosting or installs the software for your server. It adds the domain hosting account. It creates the Cloudflare accounts. It sets up records for you. Everything that you would need to know technical wise, it does it.
That's it. And like anything else, you'll find out when you get it. But certainly, Andy, that's how it does it. He just explained that. So there you guys have it. And yes, unlimited businesses. We have, many of you who know us, you know that we've got many businesses. We've already started setting up many of our sites. But literally, I guarantee you we have at least 62 that we are going to be up and running throughout the month. We have many sites, many products, and many offers, so there's no limit except for the one you put on yourself.
There's a little confusion there. There's a little confusion there showing up in the questions. It's not actually there's not actually a spinner built in there. It's the way we show you to put spin tags in there. But their spin rewriter API is actually almost added in right now, so you'll be able to use that. But you're only using it for a section. I just want to clear that up for guys so they don't think that they log in there and there's some kind of amazing spinner in it that does it for you. That spinner you put in yourself, that spin tag you put in yourself, but it's only a little section of it.
It's just a small piece of it, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's yeah. When they see what this thing can do as far as everything that they have to do manually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go, folks. Enjoy your family, enjoy your football game. But this is what it's about. You will see more about this over the next few weeks. In fact, while you're out searching, you'll probably land on one of our sites. And congratulations in advance for opting in or buying. But truth is, you should set up your own so you can have the same thing with your customers, prospects, and subscribers. This is Dwayne Golden Jr., Dolly, and Don, tonight sharing with you our private, personal use for SEO and traffic. Have a good night, folks.
Night, everyone.
Take care.